What makes Lord Vishnu happiest? And how can permaculture align us with the creator? That's what I'm going to be discussing in this next video, so stay tuned. Hey everyone, I'm Brian Easterday and welcome back to Eye of the Storm Astrology. So in today's video, I'm talking about what is it that makes Vishnu happiest and how can we create with the creator? But before I get to that, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and do yourself a favor and hit that notification bell as well. That way you don't miss out on any other videos that could be helping you turn your challenges into strengths. So first off, what is Vishnu? Well, for those of you who may not be familiar, in Vedic philosophy, we see everything being Vishnu. In Hermeticism, this would be the principle of mentalism, that the universe is mind, the all is mind, it's mental, it's consciousness. Vishnu is the substance or the consciousness that makes up everything. Now, his personality, he's very neutral towards all beings because they're all him. He loves to create beauty, to see people learn, succeed, to understand the universe, to understand themselves, because to understand the universe is to understand yourself. And when you step into that awareness, and then you can be a co-creator with him, he's so pleased with that. So I was thinking about permaculture the other day, because besides Vedic astrology and the occult, permaculture and homesteading, farming, those are all another big passion of mine. So with permaculture, we have a few principles that I think are really useful to integrate into being able to work with our world in a more healthy way. Some of those being known as what we call the 3 R's, which is reuse, recycle, repurpose. So we can see that in nature, this very much is the same thing. This is why it's one of the permaculture principles, because nature, when a tree gets struck by lightning and a branch falls, what happens to that branch? Well, it gets colonized by mushrooms, bugs live in it and eat it. It becomes soil. That soil then feeds microbes and all sorts of other things. And then it feeds plants, and then it feeds more trees, and so on and so forth. Nothing in nature is ever wasted. It's always recycled. The leaves become new, all that biomass, it all gets recycled. So you very much see, because that's a principle of nature, it's why in permaculture we adopt that principle, because in permaculture the idea is to be able to observe nature, observe the patterns and the systems that are there within that ecosystem, and then to be able to work with those and help improve them. So for example, if you see, I have one spot in my yard that for a long time, it was kind of just this very sloshy, almost swampy area. I don't know if there's a natural spring or something there, but that whole area was just always soaked and wet and had watery reed type of plants growing in it. And it's okay, well, nature wants to put a pond there. Well, rather than waiting for it to take, however, dozens of years or hundreds of years, I took a tractor and I dug out a pond. I created a space for that water to go, which was already there. I just gave it more space in which to do what it was wanting to do. This is the thing with permaculture, is that you're observing systems, you're seeing what nature wants to do, and then you're assisting her in the process. And I think this is one of the highest purposes that we as human beings can serve. Beyond just gaining awareness, expanding our consciousness, being able to become so aware of the creator that we understand how the universe works, that we can observe systems and ecosystems and help create those. And then we can step back and let them thrive. This is what Vishnu does. He creates other beings, which create other beings, which create other beings. He gets a system going. He establishes a system, and then he relinquishes control. He allows free will of those beings to make the decisions on how that system is going to evolve. I think that's something very interesting to see, because it's the exact same in permaculture. You'll notice people that have been into permaculture for a long time, or they've had a food forest, you ask them like, well, what's your trick or what's your tip to maintaining this? And many times you'll be really surprised that they'll all give you almost the same answer. It's really interesting. And this is the answer. I just learned to watch, and I step back and try not to control everything. Something to that effect. That when I first started, I thought I had to have this plan, and plan the whole thing and make everything perfect and put things right where I want them. And, oh, I want these plants here, but I don't want them over here. And it's all this organization. But then as the years go on, they kind of realize that, no, this plant just decided to come up here, or this one didn't do so well where I planted it, but another one popped over here and it's doing great. So it's that initial observation, learning period, looking to see what's there, doing our best to try to improve it. And then as we understand these systems and learn about them, we can learn what every plant does, whether it's edible or medicinal, or is it a nitrogen fixer for the soil? Does it help build biomass? Does it give animal shelter? Is it a pollinator attractor? All these different purposes that different plants can look, all the different insects. You're learning about the whole ecosystem and each and every piece to it, having awareness of all of them and seeing how they work together in a beautiful system. When you can take that, and as the years go on and you watch your trees and your plants grow and the system become more and more established, the more it gets established, the less you have to do. Now, granted, when you're first getting it going, you do have to put energy and effort into it. You want to build up the biomass in the soil. You want to make sure the mineral content's right. You want to clear out any things that you don't want to be there, amend the soil, all those different type of things. But the idea is, as you build the system maintains and takes care of itself. And then not only just maintains itself, but thrives. It grows. It prospers. What a beautiful thing that we have the ability to do. Look how beautiful Earth is already. Nature is immaculate. It's beautiful. Vishnu did such an amazing job creating it. But what gift do we have as human beings? We have consciousness. We have awareness that we can take those systems and we can actually work with them and help nature achieve its goal quicker. That we can actually take nature and help it improve itself, help it become more abundant. So where not only are we thriving and creating abundance, beauty, prosperity, but all the creatures that are living in that ecosystem also get to have that experience, have a better life. What a beautiful thing to be able to do. So what you're doing is the exact same thing that Vishnu does. You're becoming a co-creator with the creator. And when you are conscious of this and you know what you're doing and you're aware and you see the purpose of why we are all here and you're doing things with that mindset, every act you do becomes a sacrifice, becomes a sacred act. And as we interact with nature in a sacred way, as we put our effort in towards improving it and towards helping it become more abundant, we all benefit. And that is the thing I think makes Vishnu the happiest. So that's going to wrap this video up, guys. If you found it valuable, let me know in the comments below, and please do me a favor, share the video around, and then do yourself a favor as well and hit that notification bell. That way you don't miss out on any of these other videos that could be helping you turn your challenges into strengths. If you need to contact me about booking consultations, courses, or for whatever it may be, you can click the link below in the description that goes to my link tree, and that is a one-stop shop for my website to purchase any of my services or all my social media to be able to follow along with all of my work. Thank you for tuning in, guys. Remember, by creating more awareness, we create more opportunity to be the best version of ourselves. I appreciate your guys' support, and I'll see you in the next video.